My name is Alana Marathari, and this is my story. To say that misfortune follows me at every turn would be a sad, but true beginning. My mother was beaten, tortured, and left for dead, but carrying me unknowingly. Going to one of the many elven clans, there I was born healthy and lived among her elven brethren. After finding love and starting my family with a wonderful man named Fenrir, we had a daughter, Alicia. Little did I know that misfortune would come my way once more. While going out on a food gathering with my mastiff Shien, our clan was attacked by humans. Fenrir died trying to protect my daughter, who later I learned was kidnapped. As I saw my beloved die in front of my eyes, I vowed to do whatever it took to find and bring back Alicia to the clan and to always be by her side. I've spoken out of turn many times to my clan, and it's brought me more than my fair share of trouble, but they know I'm right. I will also admit that I do love to partake of fine wines and nails a little more than the average woman, but that's only to mask the pain. I often hide behind jokes and sarcasm. It's easier to laugh at my own pain than deal with it. When it comes to fighting, I believe that I've proven my worth more times than can be counted. My clan is definite proof of that. I have used my femininity at times to get men to give me information, but never letting them get too close to ever touch my heart again. Until I find Alicia, I will not rest. My goal is to find her and save her from the monsters who took her from me. She is my reason for living, and she is the reason why I fight.
My name is Mitch, or as I have been known previously, Rocky Duck Number 9, a monk from the North Country. I journeyed to the land of harsh cold after my adopted family started harshing my mellow. Here I came across the monastery home to the monk clan, the Rocky Duck, named for the particularly cute waterfowl native to the region. The Rocky Duck value cuteness to a very high degree. I was accepted into the group after a ritual, and was given the number 9 as my identification, because I didn't want the number 37, and the original number 9 had just passed away before I got there, so I figured. Anyway, I trained with them for several years until I realized I could be much cuter if I let my hair grow long. Yes, that is the only reason I left. Please do not inquire further. I now aspire to practice the arts and traditions that were handed down to me, but in my own way, and maybe become an entertainer on the side. I also hope to find a rich girlfriend. Either one works. Though these things may be difficult, as I am not a stellar conversationalist. Hopefully my cute hair will help improve my chances with these endeavors.
I am Arya Hope, rejected by society for being a tiefling, though raised by only a human mother. I found enjoyment in music. My mother first taught me the lute when I was a child, and I found myself skilled in nearly any instrument I encountered. I truly felt the magical properties of music, so I decided to become a bard. And I left my mother at the age of 13. This drew attention to me, mostly responses of disgust. Early on as a bard, I would work rundown pubs, and I would be nearly booed off the stage before I could even perform. A kindly half-elf took pity on me, and she gifted me a brass ring that I've worn ever since. From that day, I was hell-bent that I would not be brought down, and I continued to perform. The half-elf, who introduced herself as Florinda Audith, became a regular in my audience. She went on to introduce me to a mysterious promoter known simply as the Shadow Agent. I've never seen his face. I know only his deep, raspy voice. He's regularly flaunted his connections and has proved an invaluable resource to me. Time and determination was to my advantage, as my skill eventually earned respect, and I've come to a point of moderate success. I will never let go of my dream, which is to one day perform for the royal court. The brass ring given to me by Florinda will never tarnish, and it reminds me that I will not tarnish either.
I, Bagamnon Gorovroth, born in the heart of Dracovania, conceived by Durgrax, a general in the Dracovanian army, and Belnies, a teacher. I grew up enjoying some of the more finer things in life. A good home, plenty of food, and most of all, an exuberant amount of treasure. Until the age of 5, my father had taught me all he could about combat. so he sent me off to Grandmaster Zorbroth to complete my training. He said I had latent potential that he wanted to unlock. So, as the years went on, I trained with the Grandmaster, learning techniques I wouldn't think would be so amazing. I returned home after a few short years with my newfound experience of the world. I then became a member of the army, fighting alongside my father. Whenever we fought, I felt such a rush, almost as much as the rush I got with gold and treasure. Although we had our wealth, I found it to be rather plain. There's only so much Dragonborn treasure you can look at before it gets stale. So, I left home once again on a journey to find other treasures of the world, other than Dragonborn. My mother is supportive. My father, on the other hand, while not the happiest, still supported my decision. Now on my own, I crossed the land searching for a good fight, and also the riches and treasures this world has to offer.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Evan Gilthorne, and this is my story. I grew up in this sleepy little gnome village up north called Aspelwood. Pretty uneventful, till one day, the sadistic pissant called Archduke Harklight came strolling in, claiming he owned our forest, and unless we had a few mountains of gold lying around to buy it back, he'd burn it to cinders in less than a month. Now, I was pretty young at the time, and, if I'm being completely honest, more naive than was probably healthy. So I actually believed that if I went to the big city and got me an honest job, I'd be able to save our forest and nothing flat. Sadly, forest life did not properly convey to me the value of money, and that hope was wrung out of me pretty damn quick. Luckily for me, one day a treasure caravan happened to crash in front of the shop I was working at, and I was able to make off with an extremely valuable sword. Old Hawklight seemed satisfied with it, but apparently not enough to keep him from blabbing my location to my unwitting benefactors. I probably would have been killed right then and there had members of the Eclipse Eye not swooped in to save my ass. They told me they'd been the ones who caused the caravan crash in an attempt to steal the very sword I'd given Hawklight. They were actually pretty impressed that some kid with no training was able to beat them to the punch, and so they offered me a choice. Spend the rest of my life running, or join the Eclipse Eye and never feel powerless again. I may be paraphrasing, but it was quite the sales pitch, I assure you. So I joined up, and I've been with them ever since. One day, slowly but surely, I'm gonna whittle away that golden pedestal that makes Hawklight think he can toy with the likes of us. But until then, my name is Evan Gilthorne, and I am a thief.
Alright. There is our character intros. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. And players, you can go ahead and take your mics off of mute. So, let's see. Unfortunately, tonight, not everybody is here tonight. Yamato could not make it because he is currently in super editing mode, meaning he's probably editing the next SAO as we speak. Once again, Carter can't make it because either work, but that's okay because we plan to have him in the next arc of the game. Also, if you guys remember last week, I was sick. I was very, very sick. I could barely stand. I was forgetting a lot of things. But this week, I am feeling exceptionally better. So, is there anything that anybody wants to announce? Like anything new? Anything interesting?
Not really interesting. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know that SAO is coming out soon, and that people are working diligently on schmucks and stuff like that. And Eagle just asked me to voice some character for Moggy, but that's about it.
Yeah, I myself am working on Kill Kill Bridge episode 6, and yeah, I'm about, let's say, 40 to 50% done with that.
Yay.
I reached 400 subscribers. I'll remember the little people.
Yay! That's still 350 more than I've got. So.
Oh, I guess it would be something worth noting. If you guys don't know, Lost Paws did a reaction to the How to Be an Adventurer episode 1, and he really liked it. So that's kind of really cool, and I can't thank him enough for that.
That made me so happy because I've watched Noble for a while, and I was just like, oh my god!
I had I had no idea who he was until about a month ago. And then, like, as soon as, like, I was able to just, like, oh, so he reacts to, like, actually cool stuff. And he does these little skits right before them. That's actually really cool. So, I would say he's probably one of the better React channels that I know of.
Because he's not trying to...
can't say that.
He's not trying to get the trademark on React.
Yeah.
The Fine Brothers are gonna go after him. Oh no.
Oh no. Best not react, son.
Yeah, I didn't even know who he was until like last month. So yeah. But that's really cool. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And thank you to Noble, I guess.
Yeah. I told him in the comments, it's all like, you know what? I can't wait to see how you react to episode 2.
Oh god.
Oh, I can already see it now. This character is racist.
God.
Wait, which character is racist?
Get Rage, the one I voice.
Oh, yeah.
Because I use a
Yeah.
terrible fucking
Wow.
broken Chinese voice.
Yeah, the worst, like, Chinese, like, stereotypical accent. And that was, like, a last-minute decision, which was hilarious, to say at the least.
It's like...
I think it cut out a bit. Evan?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Remember, you're important. You had the first fight. Come on, dude. I need you to survive.
What are we gonna do without beginning?
Yeah.
Oh, probably move on with your lives.
No, we can't do that.
Live without me.
Aw.
Alright. So, with all of our announcements being said, rest in peace, Internet. Oh.
Wow.
I don't know why I have that one. Like, that one's like 45 seconds, in which will last nothing in, like, any, like, fight that we do. I swore I had it, like, set to, There we go. Alright. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the game. Get my NPCs out. Alright, so, little quick recap. Our adventurers have come to Paulderberg in order to not only search for what they wish to find personally, but also because they've been sent here on a job in order to protect Arya, which is the Shadow Agent's client. And two of our players, Begamnin and Alana, had signed up for the Platinum Festival Games, in which is a test of strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. And they, interestingly enough, ended up getting mixed into helping out the town mayor, which is Tobias Algrave, in order to help out with his mines, as there was reports of things going on down there, but not really exactly sure what. Unfortunately, he did know this information and decided to withhold it for the sake of making sure that they were dedicated to the mission. Aside from that, it is now the day of the Platinum Festival, which there is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people who have come to do trade, who have come to see the games, in which now within the Wayfinder Tavern and Inn, which now has this giant ring, as you can see down here, in which these games are being held in. Let's see. And where we left off last week was the beginning of the first challenge, the challenge of strength. And of course, Tobias comes in, gives a little bit of a confusing speech, which is my bad. I was sick. And of course commences the Platinum Festival officially has now started. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and begin. So, first and foremost, Tobias had requested, I think, all the bards come to him. So,
Okay.
so let's go ahead and just start with that. As he had announced that all the bards come to him, of course, for the entertainment of the day. He waves, of course, towards you, Arya, and he also sees another quite a handful of bards all coming to congregate towards him.
Okay, so I congregate with the other bards because Tobias so requests.
So, as you guys begin to surround Tobias, you notice that there are now more guards starting to pile in, because not only it's his presence, but also this is a very important part of the festival. It's very early in the morning. Let's see. Where is it? And as they have already all gathered, you guys have all gathered, he welcomes you. Now, do keep in mind, you are the entertainment of the day. I assume that all your promoters, all of your agents, understand that once today is over, payment is already sent to them. So once everything is finished here, your payment awaits you back home. So, I welcome all of you. You all have a set schedule, and he starts with his right, which would be your guys' left. He starts with his right, and he says, "You start today," in which it is this small, elven-looking girl, very short brown hair, kind of bowl cut, and you can kind of see like two other elven adult-looking figures looking at her, and kind of be excited, biggest performance of your life. And he goes down and he says, "And as the games go on, each one of you will be playing and performing and providing entertainment. So with each one, he gets down to you, Arya, which you're all the way at the end, and you will be the last to perform, especially considering that I assume your friends will definitely need your help."
Yes, I think it's safe to say that I would rather be there helping my friends.
Very well. Alright. Now that everyone understands, let the games begin. And he waves you all off, and many of the bards begin to walk off, and the small elven child and her parents walk up towards the stage, and she begins her performance, which I need to roll for her. NPC sheet. My NPC sheet. Okay. Alright, so he does manage to make it, so. Alright. Keep this over here. Alright, so the performance begins. And he waves all the other, all the challengers, those who are a part of the games, and waves them down. So, you, Begomden, you, Alana, a couple of half-orcs, if you guys remember the, group that had came into the office, it is pretty much that
we
group.
kind of beat up. Okay.
Yeah, they were looking kind of rough yesterday, but they look a lot more clean, a lot more invigorated today. Glasses. All right. And he waves you down, and as you guys can also see, like the guards are now like directing you into the ring. Here. And so he stands in front of you all. So, what do you think so far?
Pretty swanky here.
Definitely, Bolus has been one that I've always tried to come to her tavern and definitely hold a grand game. And, you see one of the other dwarfs, which had helped out with the eastern mines, and he kind of just scoffs. As it seems like he's definitely familiar with Tobias, but not really one of speaking terms with him. That being said, so the first two challengers. Begomden, if I remember correctly, yes. And
That's correct.
And he looks up to this gigantic half-orc looking guy. Gordon. He just growls at him. Right. You two will be the first two challengers. And as he yells this out towards the crowd of people with it like all stuffed inside of this tavern, all circling around here, they just raise their cups and yeah! And thus the Platinum Festival Games have begun. You and you. If you guys remember, I'm doing this on a budget. So I am literally using Bakugan instead of miniatures. Also, the funny thing is that I only have a single miniature, which is the one that Evelyn had gotten me when I was at ALA. And as you can see, they're so much more better. But they're so much more better.
It's
More better?
One single
More better?
cleric. One single cleric.
It's a single like I think it says it's a woodland druid. Woodland druid cleric. It's
Funny, she doesn't look Jewish.
I have to put him back here, but that's all I got for right now out of all the miniatures. So I plan on getting more miniatures if I manage, like, if we manage to accumulate the money in order to get more miniatures, I will. But
Well, the thing about that one, it was hand painted actually.
Really?
So I have a friend of mine does it, and yeah, looks really well done, isn't it?
That is damn good.
She spends her time doing stuff like that.
I really need to.
So yeah.
Like I think I linked you guys, or I tagged you guys to the miniatures from Hero Forge that I made for you guys, but like they're $15 a piece, and it's $5 for shipping and handling. So like, if I'm gonna get them, I have to get all of them at once.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
considering that there's usually 4 of you that have been very consistent with the game, that's $60, more or less. So, hey, for those viewers out there, if you want to help us get those miniatures, $60. We could really use the help. I'm literally using Pogs
Support
and
the
Bakugan.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Link to Patreon down below.
We'll Patreon and the PayPal down below.
Yeah.
And the
If
PayPal.
you don't want to be a Patreon, there is an option of PayPal. All that stuff. But aside from that, let's go ahead and get right into the game. So, you guys walk in on the opposite side of the rings, and this is, of course, a bare-knuckle fight. You guys are literally fighting with just your fists. Your equipment, except for your armor, has been taken away.
Alright.
But the barbarian doesn't wear any armor, so...
Alright.
Alright. So, let's see. Gordon. Oh, hi, Bella. My dog just came in. Hi, Bella.
Just proud, Begomnin.
If you guys can't see down over here on this side, Bella has come to visit us. Alright. So,
Alright.
Alright, so we actually get some actual reasonable music. Alright, so as Bolus walks in from the other side, or she kind of just like hobbles over the fence, actually, and comes in. Alright, I want a clean fight. Fists kicking, not shots. I want it all. And the one to go down is the loser. Begin! And with that, roll initiative.
Alright. Let's see, that's a D8.
That's a D20.
Alright. God. I rolled a 2.
He rolled a 17.
Alright.
Oh, what the hell? What is going on? Let's see this one. Alright, so he rushes up to you and he's gonna go ahead and take his first swing at you. Which is, remember, all fists are D4.
Okay.
And he's gonna come in. Oh yeah, that's right. What is your armor class?
It's 16.
Okay. In which that misses. So he runs up to you, and he tries to do a full right haymaker, and just knowing, it seems like he is a wild fighter. So knowing that all your years of training and fighting skills, you just managed to duck out of the way and just block it off. Alright, go ahead and roll. Or what do you want to do? Do you want to attack? Do you want to, anything is pretty much going on. Like, if you want to kick him down, try and kick him down. You know, roll.
Right.
You know, use your
All right.
imagination.
Go ahead and attack him twice since I got 2 fists, so that's 2d4.
Do you have an extra attack? That's the question.
No.
Is it
I don't.
Is it in your skill proficiency?
Yeah.
Where's my mouse?
Let's see. I'm looking for, what is it?
It should be under your skills and personality traits, I think.
Yeah, I have an extra attack.
Okay, then yeah, you can attack twice.
Okay.
Alright, so roll 1d20 for each attack. And see if it lands.
Alright. First roll is 17.
That hits.
Second roll is 14.
That also hits.
Alright.
Alright, roll 2d4 and describe your attack.
Got a first roll is a 4. Second roll is a 3. So, I come in, both fists, just ring. I jab with my left, and then swing back with a full straight with my right.
4 and a 3, that's 7. I forgot. Well, what's your HP again?
My HP is 72.
Alright, so as you block his attack, you see like this wait, how did you attack him? I'm sorry.
I jabbed with my left and then did a full straight with my right.
Okay. So as you block him, you take a straight up jab to his jaw. And he goes, "Gah!" And with that other option of now just like he's somewhat disorientated and hit in the head, you just take a nice big straight to his gut and you just go, "Ugh!" And he kind of just regathers himself. Alright, he's going to try and attack you. That's a 4. Armor class, I keep forgetting your armor class.
16.
Okay, that misses. So he tries to kick in and he just barely misses. He seems very disorientated from your last attack, so he's still trying to gather himself mentally. But he seems to just be attacking randomly at this point. Alright,
So he's going wild? Alright.
yeah.
I'll come in with a couple of attacks of my own. Let's see. I got a 15 and 16.
Both hit.
Alright. First roll is a 2. Second roll is also a 2. Now, I'll go ahead and say I'm doing this, sir.
Yeah.
Alright. So, since he's disoriented, I'm gonna call it. I go ahead and I kick him in his stomach. And then do a haymaker across his face.
As he had come down with his foot, it seems like this was a great opportunity as you rear back your leg and you just straight up kick his gut in. And once again, it feels like he is now gasping for air, like, and as he now looks up as he's trying to gain air, you straight up knock his jaw clean with that full haymaker, and he's just trying to. It is now his turn, and he decides to rage.
Oh shit.
It's a 19. So 19 hits for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He is now enraged. And he does a full, just full straight up as kind of repayment. Jabs you right in the stomach, and you just kind of also lose a bit of your air. He does about 4 points of damage to you. Because he is now raged, all of attacks you do to him are half.
Oh, great.
All right. So go ahead and start with an attack.
All right. So, first roll is a 3.
That misses.
Second roll. Second roll is an 11.
That hits.
All right. So
Suggestion is describe your attacks first, and then roll, and then see if they hit or not. That way I know how to respond properly.
okay. So I go in and just pull the first combo again. Just go for a jab and a straight.
Alright. And now that he seems now blood-tinged focused on you, he sees your incoming jab and just knocks it away. But in his fury as he's knocking it away, you manage to once again just hit him across the face. And as he's kind of looks up from that hit, he then, like, with his eyeball, looks right directly at you, as if, bad decision, Dragonborn.
Bring it on.
And he's going to, he's going to roll to attack. And he just misses with his AC as he's trying to do an uppercut from where he was standing. But it seems like in that moment of, like, him trying to intimidate you, you just manage to slip past. He just manages to miss you as the uppercut comes at you. Alright. Your go.
Roll first a 6, and
That
then
misses.
second one a 20.
Natural 20?
Natural 20.
That is a critical. So,
Alright,
roll
let me go ahead.
roll an attack dice, and roll your attack dice. All your attack dice are doubled this turn.
Okay.
Or for this attack, because you rolled a critical.
Alright. Like it did me, I rolled a 1.
Alright, and your second attack?
I rolled a 2. Okay.
So that's 3. So, in what seems like to have been a simple, like, dodge, you see a whole bunch of, like, weak points along his side as he had given you that uppercut, and you take this chance to just take these large 2 jabs in his side, and he kind of just goes, "Ah!" and you kind of just back him up a bit into the center of the ring. Alright, next up, Tim rolls. And he's going to try again with, and now, once again, within his rate, he's going to go in for another right haymaker. He rolled an 18.
Oh.
So this is kind of what I said, like, remember your armor class, and, like, when I say that, you know, he when he attacks and he rolls an 18, if it's better than your armor class, then that hits.
Okay.
So I say 18, and you say that hits.
That hits.
Alright. And then he's going to... 6. And with that right haymaker, he lands across your face and does about 6 points of damage. And the crowd just goes, "Rah!" And you kind of just... you spit out a little bit of mouth blood. And he just stands over you, kind of laughing.
Right. First roll is a 12.
That hits. And what's your second roll?
10.
That also hits.
All right.
So what do you want to do?
Gonna go in. Now I'm mad at this point. So I'm gonna take both my fists and jam it straight into his head.
Oh,
So-
it's kind of just like this big old like ear clap kind of deal, but just with your fists,
Pretty much.
like straight up into his temple. As you're kind of like down from like this from this stance, as you kind of got knocked across the face relatively hard, and he looks up, or you look up, and he's kind of just laughing a bit, and in a rush, you just take both your fists and you just jam them both into his temples. What's the damage for both?
2 each.
And then he kind of just, and once again now focused into hurting you with so much intent. And a 9.
So miss.
Okay. And in his rage, he once again tries to attack you with a right jab to your suplex, but with your skill once again as a trained soldier, you kind of just block it out of the way very quickly. You just manage to smack it away very quickly. Your move.
All right. First roll is 19.
That hits.
Second roll is 10.
That also hits.
All right. So I'm gonna go in. I've already hit him twice in the head. So this time, I'm going to actually go for his shoulder, and then a good left hook into his side.
So, as he's kind of once in this disoriented and just kind of swinging wildly, you manage to just jab him right on the shoulder relatively hard, and he kind of just like rears out just a bit, and then with your second hit, you manage to kind of just knock him back even more. What do those hits do?
1 and 4.
Alright. Let's see. And so now that he's still trying to gather himself, he's gonna go ahead and just attack wildly again. A 3.
Miss.
And in his delusion of still trying to gather, like as if he's trying to knowingly get a grip on trying to hit you, he once again swings wildly in his rage and misses you completely. Just his fist is barely even touching you, it's just passing by your face.
Don't anger a dragon ball. Alright. Going in, fist blazing. Spoke too soon. First a 6 and then a 19.
The first one misses, the second one hits.
Alright. Since the
You
first
are-
one missed.
You are adding your strength modifier, right?
I thought because it wasn't a weapon, I wasn't supposed to.
Oh no, your strength modifier is included to pretty much all your attacks. If you're using a strength-based attack, you add your strength modifier.
Okay.
And because you're also proficient in all weapons, you're supposed to be adding your proficiency modifier as well. He's not proficiency in hand-to-hand combat. You're a fighter, so you're supposed to be proficient in all weapons, right? It should
No,
say
I'm
your
a-
proficiency in traits.
You mean features and traits?
I think so.
Or Let's. Oh wait, it says other proficiencies in languages. It says fighting style, 2-weapon fighting.
Okay. Then that is, you are not proficient in hand-to-hand combat.
Nope.
Okay, then don't add your proficiency modifier. Just add your strength modifier.
Okay. Well then, that 6 now becomes an 11, and that 19 becomes a 24.
Then they both do hit. Alright.
Alright.
Then describe it and give me the damage on it.
All right. Let's see. This time, I'm going to punch him once again, straight in the stomach. And as he bends down, I'm going to give him a nice straight to his nose, possibly breaking it.
You want to break his nose? Okay. This is you're doing it straight with a fist or your knee?
Straight fist.
Okay. So with that being said, like he is still like trying to gather, like even though he's so fucking enraged, he just can't seem to get the hang of this fight right now. And so clearly you take the advantage of him just going wildly. You just straight up punch him in the gut, and he doubles over again in pain. And then with your left fist, you do a straight into his face, and it just hits his nose. What's the damage?
4 and 1.
And it seems like, especially with your scaled fists, it seems to be just grinding away at this guy's stomach. And then with that left fist, you basically hit him so hard, and then you suddenly feel something collapse under your fist. You broke his nose.
Never mess with the dragon form.
You did enough damage based off of the DC. I was just gonna go ahead and break his nose. And kind of just and he in his disillusion just now angered, and his face now hurting super bad, eyes closed, he tries to do a wild haymaker. He rolled a 9.
Misses.
It just does this wild haymaker, and you just laughingly just manage to get out of the way quick enough, because these are coming out faster and faster, but you seem to just be able to predict each one of his moves quite easily.
Alright. First roll is a total of 23.
That hits.
Second roll is a total of 14.
That also hits.
Alright.
How do you want to do it?
Alright. Since he's swinging wildly, because of his swing, he turns his back to me.
Yeah.
So I use that time to hit him in the back twice. Just one after the other.
In your skill, you see the opportunity to kind of just collapse his back in, and so you just quickly get around behind him and you just jab his back twice with both fists, and he reels back. Kind of like this at this, or he'd be kind of like at like this at this point. What's the damage on that?
1 and 3.
You were slowly scratching away at this guy.
Slowly, because he had to rage. Alright.
or the rage makes him stronger. You're basically whittling away at his health. All right. Doing that. Jesus Christ, this dice sucks. I've been rolling lower than 10 for like the last 5 turns. I'm not kidding you guys. I'm not being easy. Like,
Oh, wow.
He rolled a 6. So
It misses.
Yeah, it definitely misses. He tries to jump around and try and kick you, which you just ever so gracefully dodge. And you're just laughing at this point. This poor half-orc is just not having a good time with you.
Alright. Let's do this. First roll 22. Second roll 18.
They both hit.
Alright. So, he's still getting angry and throwing wildly. So I take this time to do a roundhouse kick.
Oh, man.
And then, as he's still continuing to spin, once again clocking him straight in the jaw.
Okay. So, as he turns around, you jump up in time, and you roundhouse kick his face. And just... Oh, shit! Lost my headphones. You just straight up go... Grah! And he just... losing it. You also hear a slight sound coming from his face. And then, as you land, and he's looking down, he looks up at you, and he's like, no. And you straight up
Yes.
clock him again in his jaw, and you hear another large crack, and it's just, his jaw now seems to be unhinged. What's the damage on that?
2 and 4.
Jesus. And he's clock him again, and his jaw is now just unhinged. And he takes his hands, he feels his face, and then he crack. His jaw is now back in, and he is mad.
Ugh, come on.
Even in his rage, he rolled a 3. Which unfortunately, even with his modifier, no matter what I've been rolling, even with this fucking modifier, at 3, he has a +2 to his modifier.
That's only 5.
Yeah. He is not making your armor class at all.
Not even slightly.
So, even now, he's just... Now he's just doing wild haymakers like crazy at this point, and he just tries to go at you again, which you manage to just feel like, ha 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 ha. Alright.
Alright. I roll a total of 20.
That hits.
And a total of 18.
Natural?
No, not natural.
Okay. They both hit, so...
Alright.
He's just now just trying to come at you with anything he's got. With no luck.
Alright. For the first one, I punch him straight in his chest. And then, as he kind of goes back, I grab his head and headbutt him.
Oh, okay. So, as he's now just trying to hit you at any single point, you take your time and you see an opportunity and you straight up knock him right in the suplex. And he just loses all of his air. And as he's going down, you just grasp his head and you straight up go, Gah! What's the damage on it?
2-2.
Seeing as how nothing seems to be working for him, he completely has lost focus. Every single time he has been hit, it seems like he's just losing it more and more, and he begins to calm down, in which he spends his action coming out of a rage. So it's right back to you.
Oh, so that was his move? Okay.
Yeah.
First roll's a 13.
That hits.
Second is a 16.
That also hits.
Alright. Seeing as how he's back to normal, I just go in for the same thing I started out with. A jab straight to his jaw, and then a straight into his stomach.
As he's trying to calm himself down, you take this opportunity and just straight up hit him right in the stomach. Once again, he begins to lose some more of his air. Seeing as how you hit him in the solar plex last turn, he's now trying to gather what he can, and you hit him again in the stomach, and he just loses what air he manages to get. And then with your other fist, you just knock him straight across the jaw. What does the damage on that?
2 and 1.
And he just can't seem to hold himself up. And he just calms down finally. And he looks back at you and is trying to go ahead for another attack. 12.
Miss.
And so, even out of his rage, he once again tries to go in for your stomach, in which you just smack away quite easily. Hope
Alright.
everyone's enjoying this.
Alright. First one is a total of 18. Second roll is a total of 21.
They both hit.
Alright. This guy really doesn't give up. So I go in, and I knee him. I run up and knee him in the chest. And as he falls down, punch him in the back of the head.
Alright. So, even though he manages to try and swing at you, nothing seems to be connecting, and then you just run up and give him a straight knee to his stomach, which seems now to have been finally grinded away, which looks raw and bloody because of your dragon scales. And then you just, as he falls straight to the ground, and he's trying to hold on to whatever consciousness he has, you straight up knock him in the back of the head, and he falls to the ground, now prone.
2 and 3.
He's gonna spend half his movement getting back up. But that's all he can do for his action, so it's right back to you.
Alright. Roll a total of 13 for the first roll, and 16 for the second.
That also hits.
Since he's back up, right?
Yeah, he's getting back up.
Alright. So what I do is I kick his knee out so that he, once again, is back on one. He's on one knee now, and with that, I pull in for a straight.
All right. So as he's getting up and trying to gather himself, you would just kick his knee away, and he falls back down onto one knee. And as he's looking up at you, you just straight hit him in the face. Just and now completely just in disarray with him. What's that damage do?
2 and 4.
Oh boy. Yeah, he is looking very, very rough. And in just this last-ditch effort, he tries to jump and grab you. Uh, 16.
That is my modifier. So does that hit or?
No, your armor class.
Or that's my armor class. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So, as last-ditch effort, he tries to jump up and grab you, in which he does. So, you are now considered grappled.
Alright. Does that hinder me at all, or?
You can't move from where you are. He's just holding on to you with all of his might. You can try and spend one of your actions to get free of the grapple.
Okay. I'll go ahead and do that. And I'll just try and throw him off me.
Alright, roll your strength and add your modifier.
See, so that's D20.
Yep.
20.
Natural?
Total 20.
Okay. Yeah. Alright, the way that I would... Alright, when you roll, like, an actual natural 20, just say natural 20.
Okay.
That way, like, I'm not taken off guard. Alright, it beats his 13. And so, you manage to just break out of his grapple. You still have one extra attack left, so...
Alright. See, I roll a 12.
That hits.
Alright. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to grab him myself and throw him down.
So just pick him up and throw him to the ground?
Slam him.
Alright. So, as you break out of his grapple, you come back around and you grab him on the sides, just like on maybe his belt loops, and you pick him up and you throw him down. What's the damage do?
4.
Oh my god. That orc.
What was that?
That half orc blood, as what seemingly would have ended him, as you think it would have, he just tries and holds on. He holds on as hard as he can and tries to lift himself back up, because he was knocked prone, and he spends half of his turn getting back up, just woozing everywhere. He's just kind of like he can't seem to stand correctly at this point. So he already spent his action getting back up, so...
Alright. Just doesn't quit. Damn orcs.
Half orc.
Damn half orc. 19. 21.
How do you want to do this?
See, you're still woozy.
Yeah?
I feel like this time I should just grab him on his shoulder and just squeeze my hand on his shoulder. And as he's in pain from that, finally just get it one last time in the gut.
So, as he can't seem to just like get a good track on him, you just grab him with one hand and you squeeze down, like making him to stay still. You gather your knuckles and you straight up just go BAH! And all the air in his body seems to just leave, and he just falls back, knocked out. And the entire crowd goes silent, and then "Ah!" And he is now defeated. And you just take this opportunity to bask in this amazing fight, or what seems to have been completely one-sided.
Yes. But Dracovania.
And the clerics come in, and they kind of just gather around him, kind of heal him up. Small-looking lad. Looks like he may be new to the order. Sir, is there any healing that you could possibly need?
Yeah. I could use some healing on my knuckles. Kinda used them a little too much.
And he kind of looks at now your raw, slightly bloodied red knuckles as he kind of just has to inspect it a little bit more, mainly because you are a red dragonborn.
He has to make sure it's not blood and...
not blood. He has to make sure it's not your scales and more your blood. Or somebody else's blood. And with that, he just kind of whispers a few words, and whatever blood is on you, or whatever damage that may have been done, it now seemingly has melted away for you. And he does +8 and 2d4s of healing for you. Healing word. I think that's what it is. I'm trying to remember.
You said +8 and 2d4s?
Yep.
Alright, I'm back at full health.
Okay. Alright. Change out the music. Alright. And as everybody begins to calm down a bit, Tobias then walks into the middle of the ring. Our winner! And everyone just once again, rah! Ah! And then Bolus helps lead you off of the ring. Now beginning to clear out. All right, we're going to take a few minutes and get ready for the next fight. So, with the crowd kind of just now talking, there seems to just be an endless amount of people coming in, buying ale and other amazing amenities of alcoholic persuasion.
Oh, yes.
You could take this time, considering the fact that the way that I set up everything, the next up is going to be 2 NPCs together.
Mm-hmm.
So, take this time, talk to your team.
Well, that was a bit tougher than I thought.
Well, seeing how I'm very happy that you're alive and you did well, I'm gonna give you a giant hug, even though I'm gonna look really small compared to you.
It's okay.
Little
Gave her dragon
half-elf
horns for
hugging.
What now seems like in this gigantic bar with this giant red dragonborn is this tiny half-elven lady hugging this gigantic champion that is the dragonborn.
I ship it.
Oh my.
God.
Alana, I think everyone in the bar is staring at us.
I probably shouldn't have had that beer before you started your match then.
Well, you better sober up, where you're almost ready for your match.
Yeah, I know.
But still, I best get a drink myself.
All right.
I'm gonna write so much fan fiction after this.
Oh my god.
Many written tales. Many written tales, Arya. All right. As you guys are gathering together, having a good time, Zavin is drinking like crazy at the end of the bar. And he just seems to just be only doing that for right now. He's enjoying himself.
Shay's
Of course.
licking his arm, trying to keep him up.
And as you guys are doing this, Tobias walks out into the center, and this human-looking lady, and this small small other figure, which would have been that dwarf from earlier that had scoffed at at what Tobias had said, now enter the ring. For our next fight, we have Toglin from Palderberg. And he once again scoffs at Tobias. And Un from the mountain range. And she ever so elegantly bows. And she looks to be of a monk monastery. Just based off of her attire. And Tobias walks off. Bolus comes in, gives the same speech that she did for Begaman and Goran. Begin! And they just go at it. And you guys can still keep talking. I'll probably do a few turns of this.
So, do you think you're ready, Alana?
As ready as I'll ever be. Don't worry, I'll be safe.
Yeah,
I'm
too
a
bad
big girl. I
Shay.
can take care of myself.
Too bad Shay can't join you in
You
there.
can do it.
Yeah, I know, my sweet little puppy. You be a
We'll take
good boy
care.
and take care of Zavin, all right? Yeah, I just make sure Zavin doesn't get into trouble.
And
I
Shay,
think he's in a drunken stupor.
and Shay confirms what you've asked. Walks over to Zavin, and Zavin looks down, gives Shay a little bit of a head scratch, and begins talking to Shay, even though Shay seems like she has no idea what he's saying.
Probably doesn't, with that thick-ass accent.
He's from New York. Which somehow exists here.
We don't know where that is.
We don't know what that accent... You guys don't... Actually, if you guys want to know, make an intelligence check. Make a history check.
Oh my god.
History check.
Do a
Holy
history
crap.
check. Yep.
Alright.
I have
Intelligence is what again?
do a history check.
Alright, that's a D.
That's a D20. Add your modifier, and if you're proficient, add your proficiency.
14.
12.
One.
As far as you guys know, he is the only one with that accent, and where it comes from seems to just only be from where he grew up. And that's as far as you know. It seems to just... It's not a gnome thing, it's where the gnomes are from, kind of thing.
Okay.
After,
He's got a weird ass accent.
Weirdy.
I know.
Okay. And as a few more minutes pass by, lots of water this week. I'm not kidding you. As a few more minutes pass by, you hear a giant roar. Just the crowd seems to once again be going wild. And as you look over, the dwarf has seemingly been knocked out by this very skilled human monk. And once again, Tobias walks in. Winner! And everyone begins to cheer again, and everyone's once again, making merry, being happy. And now it seems like the sounds of the entertainment has finally changed. Sounds of the entertainment has finally changed again. And everything begins to calm down, and everyone seems to just step off in a way. Alright. You guys want to do or say anything before the next fight?
Just stretching. Might as well get limber.
I wanna make a quick suggestion. Arya, you do have bardic inspiration, meaning you can help them before, during, and during fights with inspiration.
Okay, that's why I wondered if I would be allowed to use my inspiration while they're in the middle of the festival.
All your inspiration really does is that say something like, in character, you would say something inspiring as a way to kind of just get the characters that inspiration dice. So
Okay, because that thought did occur to me. I just didn't know if I could do it.
you could do it. Do keep in mind, you could always ask me at any point in time, and I will always have an answer for any of your skills.
Okay. It just seemed like his battle was going pretty easy.
Yeah. Right?
A little too easy, but hey.
The funny thing is that was the weaker of the two brothers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know why I said that. Well, it's because nobody's gonna be fighting him anyways.
Only the younger or weaker brother signed up, I guess.
No, they both signed up.
They both signed up.
Yep.
Oh.
But nobody's fighting. I didn't think it would be fair for everybody to be fighting half-orcs. Especially considering the fact that they're pretty narked as it stands.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so... next up... Tobias walks up to you, Alana. Alright. You and Ingrid, you're up. And you kind of gather, like, alright, now it's time to go ahead and stage right, stage left. From what you can see, the other person at the end, over here, seems to be this elven druid, with just very, very beautiful, long blonde hair now tied up in a long ponytail. Going to eat this. Am I though? Oh, there's no fucking point. I hate this one in specific. Let's turn it upside down. Alright. And so, as you guys come together... Alright. All right.
Okay, quick question before we start.
Yep.
This is the test of
Strength.
dexterity, right?
No, strength.
Okay. Anything I can't use? Or,
You could only use your fists.
oh,
and
strength.
whatever-
Yeah. Okay.
Only use your fists and your armor.
Okay. All right. Making sure.
Then I need to.
Mm.
All right. So what's your health?
My health is right now at 65.
Good. Oh man. All right. Bullis once again jumps over, comes into the center of the stage. She draws in. All right, kick in, punch in. I guess no nut shots this time. I want a good
No hair pulling.
Possibly. A good fight. And begin. Roll for initiative.
All right.
Oh, now I roll higher than a fucking 10.
All right. I got 16.
And Ingrid rolled a 14. So. Alright. The match begins. What do you want to do? You guys
right.
kind of have space, so you kind of have to move to get closer to each other.
Yeah. So I'm gonna be first like sizing her up, and then gonna go straight for the knee.
Alright. So
Straight for the left knee, trying to see if I can punch at least. Start knocking her off balance.
are you sure you want to just punch, not kick?
I'm better with my hands.
I trust you. And so, as you run up to her and you just try and punch out her left knee. Go ahead and roll for. Go ahead and roll, and then see if it lands.
Roll just d20.
Yeah, roll d20.
Okay. I have 11. Damn.
That hits. Go ahead and roll 1d4.
Alright, 1d4.
Yep.
3.
Alright. And you just managed to just now sweep her off her footing, but as a way to kind of just also react to it, she rolls a strength. She rolls a 4. What's your armor class again?
Armor class is 14.
Then it misses. Yeah, kind of keep in mind of what happened with Begamon's battle.
Yeah.
All right.
Forgot about.
As a way, she kind of just aims back for your knee as a way to try and get you on your feet or off your feet, and she just misses ever so horribly. Fucking hate this dice. Seems like all my NPCs are gonna be like this. Even the Aunt Hags, like, even the Aunt Hag only got one good hit on Begomon. Okay, so it is. She's now down on one knee. She's not knocked prone though.
Okay. Alright. I'm gonna try to see if I can get a swift run behind her. So.
If you try and get behind her, she'll have attack of opportunity on you.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. I need to try to make my way closer to her without her. Dang. Alright, I guess I'm gonna go straight down for her. At least try to see if I can kick her this time.
There we go. Alright. And so, as she tries to swipe at your knee, you just dodge and go ahead and roll.
Alright. Roll D20.
Yep.
Let's see. 14.
That does hit. So, as you dodge, you kind of just whip around and kick her, just straight in the chest, kind of knocking her back.
Okay.
What's that damage?
Damage was another D4, right?
Yes.
4.
Just knock her back as she now tries to get her footing back together. She rolls an 11. Hit or miss? Hit or miss?
Hit.
She hits you on an 11? What's your armor class?
Oh,
Remember
hold
what I
on.
said.
Yeah, my armor class is 14.
Okay, so she just barely misses you. And tries to grab your leg as a way to kind of just react to it, but she just misses oh so terribly. Why the fuck? Okay, so what do you want to do?
Alright. Well, I guess these guys want to see a brawl, so I'm gonna try to pounce.
Okay. So you
Pounce on her and try to see if I can get... Yeah.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
Alright.
I want to see how this works out.
18.
That does happen. You just, as she tries to swipe at you, you then just jump onto her, and she is now considered grappled as you are now over her, ready to attack. And she is going to try and break her grapple, so go ahead and roll a d20.
Alright. D20. And I got a crap 4.
Is that plus your strength modifier?
Plus strength modifier, which is 7. So.
Yeah, so always remember.
Yeah.
She rolls an 18, so she just breaks away and just pushes you off, getting you off of her. That is unfortunately her action. How is it that I rolled an 18? The one fucking time I rolled an 18. Alright, and that's all she can do, so it's kind of up to you right now.
Alright. Alright, I have to try to regain myself. Alright. She's
You
pushed
want
me
me
off.
to inspire you?
Please.
You can do it! I believe in you!
In such bardic inspiration as you can hear over this large crowd, Alana, you can hear Arya ever so clearly as she screams, "You could do it! I believe in you!" Just over all the screaming and yelling, and you take a 1d8 for bardic inspiration.
Alright. 1d8.
Yeah, so
8.
save that for later.
Yay.
May come in handy.
Alright.
Alright, so what do you want to do?
Alright. So I'm back up on my feet. Is she still down on the floor?
She is not knocked prone.
Okay. Okay, I gotta figure out my next strategy. I've only got a few seconds. I'm gonna try to see if I can get closer to her, at least try to kick her on the side. Kick her on her ribs.
Okay.
If I can.
You're still close to her, but she's still relatively low, so go ahead and roll a d20 and see if that hits.
Alright. Oh! Now I get the 18. Again.
That does hit.
Alright, so I got her on her side, I guess.
Alright. So as you kind of back up from being pushed off, you kind of come back in, and with the point of your toe, you just kick and jab into her side, and she kind of just wails a bit, like, ah! Ugh, you bitch! What's the damage on that kick?
Damage is 4.
4?
4, yeah.
Alright. As she had reeled in and now is coming back at you, she rolls a 9. Is that hit or
miss?
Okay. She then, like, with just her fist only, she tries to punch at you, which you just step off to the side a bit, and she misses. I don't know why I can't hit you guys. I'm really not doing this on purpose. Here, I'm going to tweet this right fucking now. I'm not doing this by mistake. Oh no! Wait, she rolled a.
When your NPCs are too easy.
She rolled a 6, you guys. Not a 9, a 6.
A 6. Yes.
Oh wow.
No, this is immediately going. I am not kidding you.
R.I.P. NPC.
Oh. Yeah.
Fucking 6.
Yaro Shien isn't trusting the heart of the dice.
I'm really not. I can't.
Have faith in the heart of the dice.
I cannot hit them. That is the caption. I cannot hit them. Alright, so
she's missed massively.
She missed massively. You're up.
Okay. Alright. She's still on the floor?
She's now standing up, so she's not knocked prone.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to see if I can go with a left jab on her jaw, and then another right one on her temple.
Do you have an extra attack?
Oh, yeah, no. Oh, no. My bad. I was just thinking boxing in my head. Yeah. My bad. Left jab on her jaw.
Okay. So, go ahead and roll that d20. See if it hits.
Mm-hmm. 16.
That does hit. So as she tries to jab you at your stomach as she's kind of rising up, you just back up enough and just take a right jab right into her cheek. Kind of just. And what's the damage on that?
2.
Alright. And in response, she's going to take a wild attack at you. And that is a 14. Does it hit? Does it miss? I will never know.
Yeah, because that one's... Yeah, that one hits.
Alright. So she does a wild attack at you, which kind of takes you off guard, and she does about 2 points of just bludgeoning damage. Alright. Alright, what do you want to do?
Well, let's see. I've already got her leg. I've got her side. I got her face. What haven't I hit yet?
You did already hit her chest too, so...
Yeah, I did hit her chest too. Yeah, when I tackled her.
I mean, you can keep going at her, and it don't matter.
Yeah.
You could be tricky. You could knock her down. You could do anything.
Yeah. I've never been in a cat fight, so I wouldn't know what to do, okay? But I think I'm gonna go for another hit in the stomach. I'm gonna go for a hit in the stomach this time.
I was waiting for you to say, like, take her to Suplex City, bitch. But, you know, I've been wrong before.
Hit her! No, I'm gonna hit her in the solar plexus. Alright?
Alright. Go ahead and roll. I don't really need to remind you guys to go ahead and roll, but, you know.
Alright. 17.
That hits. As she kind of just, like, punches you across the face, you take the opportunity to see a weak spot, and you just punch her right in the solar plex, knocking the wind out of her. Alright, what's the damage on that?
3.
Alright. Yeah. She's looking kind of rough. She's starting to look kind of rough. And so, in her response to being punched in the solar plex, she rolls a 16.
Alright. Yeah, that hits.
She kind of falls to the ground, acts like she's really, like, knocked the wind out of her, and then she swipes at both of your legs with her leg and knocks you down.
Alright.
So you are considered knocked prone.
Okay.
And she does about 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Alright.
Alright, what do you want to do? You are knocked prone, so in order for you to get back up, you have to spend half of your movement and your action.
Alright. If she's not directly above me, I can't really kick her, but I can try to see if I can move. Try to roll on my side so I don't get hit more.
Okay. I wouldn't really consider that a dodge if she attacks you another time.
Okay.
So, I mean, you are knocked off of your feet. That's kind of the whole deal.
Yeah. Alright. So, what would I have to do in order to get back up?
In order to become unprone, you have to spend half of your movement and also a action.
Okay. Action. Alright. Man, if only I can jump kick back up to my feet. That would be awesome, but
You can, but I would have you make an acrobatics.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see my my acrobatics is pretty good. So.
Alright.
All right, and that one would be which one? Is it still D20 or is it?
It would still be a D20.
Okay. All right.
It's just the D20 plus your acrobatics. If you're proficient, add your proficiency modifier and your regular modifier.
Okay. 16.
Alright. And you're trying to just jump kick? Like
basically just just jump back to my feet from the position I'm in.
Oh, so kind of like a Jackie Chan kind of deal.
Yeah, Jackie Chan move basically.
Alright, so you just, as stylistically as possible, you just Jackie Chan jump back up onto your feet. Quite easily. And she kind of taken back by like, oh, fuck, she's been doing this longer than I have. And you kind of go like, yeah.
We grew up in a clan. All we had was time to learn. Alright. So I'm back up on my feet. And I'm gonna go... Wait, is it her turn or is it my turn?
I will have considered that. I'll give you a bonus action.
Okay.
For the sake of being able to just do that as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Because you decided to take a complicated route to doing this.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, now that I'm back up on my feet, I'm gonna try to see if I can go back to her face. Get her one more time on her temple.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
And the roll is natural 20.
That is a critical. So go ahead and roll damage, and it's double what that is.
Alright.
So you just
8.
Jump back onto your feet. You get your grips together, and you just straight up knock her. In her surprise to this, you just knock her across the face, and she just kind of just reels around in the dirt, or around in the arena, and the dirt kind of just being dusted up. 8.
Right.
Jesus fucking Christ. She's looking very fucking rough, by the way. As a way to kind of now just like now get her senses back together, she's going to try and attack you.
Alright.
Another fucking 6! God damn it!
Are you sure it's 6 and not 9 this time?
No, it's most certainly a 6. It's most certainly a fucking 6. God damn it! And she just tries to do a wild haymaker at you, which you dodge quite easily. Go ahead and go. My god.
Alright.
NPCs suck.
Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to see if I can use both my hands just to go up.
Hold on,
and
there's a suggestion.
clock her.
There's a suggestion. Sparta kicker. There's a suggestion in the chat to Sparta kicker.
I know. I saw that. That's awesome. That would be a good way to go, but I'm gonna do it my way. So I'm gonna use both my hands, just ram straight across her jaw, try to see if it knocks her back.
All right. Actually, you want to know what? Go ahead and roll first. Roll first and damage, and then tell me what you want to do.
All right. First damage. Roll is 12.
That hits.
Damage. Yeah. Damage is 3. Yeah. And
how do you want to do this?
That'll be like. All right. So I'm gonna. Oh, I'm having fun with this one. So I'm getting close to her. I see that she's wobbling. So I'm just gonna go with a little smile first, and then just get both my hands, and then clock right up the jaw.
So, as she is barely even stable in the middle of this ring, You walk up to her, and with a little bit of a smile, she knows it's coming to an end, and you just take both your fists and just go, Gah! And she just, in that move, she just falls back, and she is knocked unconscious. And the clerics rush in, tries to help her. Tobias walks into the ring, looks around, and of course the silence of the bar, and he raises your hand, winner! And everyone's ah! And you can kind of also hear like, this is an amazing fucking festival so far, just all across the Wayfinder Tavern. And of course,
Oh man, I never had to.
you're also led off by Bolus, as Begaman was. The clerics kind of just giving you a quick view, a little bit of healing word, +8 and 2d4 for health for you, Alana, by one of just the random clerics, just doing their usual. And everyone begins to gather up and around, and you're back with your team, and you guys can kind of just talk it out a bit. Change the...
Okay. Alright.
Do keep in
I
mind, you
so
still have
need
that
a
bardic
drink.
inspiration.
I know. I just realized I hadn't used it at all. I need a drink. A really stiff drink.
As
You did
Bolus,
well out there.
As Bolus hears you, she slides you some. What would you consider a stiff drink? I wouldn't really know.
Well, for mine, it would be more wines than ales. So.
She hears stiff, and so she slides you a glass of white wine. And you're like, drink up, you deserved it! And she pats the table, and you kind of just take it, and you're all like, yes!
Thank you, Bolus, my wonderful woman.
No problem, darling!
Oh, God. Damn, Chad. I just looked over to the chat.
Izzy Special.
My stiff drink is called the Izzy Special. God
Oh,
damn it.
Jesus.
Well, Zavin's not here, okay?
Oh, no, he's technically here. He's just not present.
He's here, but he's just
He's here,
not
but not
conscious
present.
enough to be able.
If you catch my drift. I'm never gonna forget that. I never will. If you catch my drift.
Fucking Mike.
And as you guys are kind of making merry, another group, or another couple of people, what looks to be the other half orc, and and this tiny little this female gnome up against each other, which in the stature of these two is phenomenal as to why this pairing is even possible to begin with. And of course, Bolus does the usual talk back and forth, and she looks kind of worried about this pairing. But Tobias looks very sure of himself, and they begin. And suddenly, it looks like this tiny gnome woman is ever so diligently now kicking this half-orc's ass. Oh, man. Oh, boy. So yeah, as that's going on, what are you guys doing?
Alana and I are having a drink
Hey, I'm
to
having a
toast
drink,
our
too.
to toast our victory.
I'm being inspirational.
You wish to give somebody bardic inspiration right now?
No, I'm just being my natural, enthusiastic, inspirational self. No magic needed.
I mean, there's no magic in being giving bardic inspiration. It's just you do or say something that inspires somebody.
Look, I don't know what to say. I've done nothing this round.
I mean, you're not fighting. You're not even signed up for the games. You're present for the sake of, you're practically a cheerleader at this point.
That's fine. That's fine by me, because we all know I am not strong in battle.
Or we quickly learned that you are not battle ready yet. A couple more minutes pass, and this now ever so towering half-orc in this crowd of people has now fallen backwards. And everyone just kind of takes like, oh! Yeah! Just ever in excitement, this gnomish lady kicks this gigantic half-orc barbarian's ass. In which everyone gets excited, gets crazy, gets loud. Everyone's throwing their ale together, and just everyone's having a good time. And of course, Tobias walks over and sees this gnome, takes her small arm and says, "Winner!" And he manages to just bring it slightly to head. And unlike Bagaman or Alana, it's instead of like it's way up there and he's barely like touching your guys' elbow, he is practically almost picking this gnomish woman up. And he then helps lead her off. And that ends the strength trial! Next, it will be dexterity. And of course, if you guys had remembered last time, this very old looking dwarf is seemingly keeping track of everything, has his eyes on everything, and just writing things down, and kind of just papers off to the side of this table, and he's keeping a very close watch on the games. And as everyone just begins to kind of just do as they usually do, there's business deals being heard from one side, there's plenty of event going on outside. As things begin to kind of just slightly calm down, you can see Bolus and a few of the other bartenders helping her drag out these large, round-looking targets. It seems like the dexterity portion of the games is targets. So, with that being said, they all seem to have dragged. Where is it? Ah. And with a couple of moving of posts, Bolus manages to change around the arena a bit, as she seems to have been prepared, as I was. And it now seems to be a setup for archery, or targeting. And, of course, Tobias now walks out into the middle of the range. We now will begin the dexterity portion of the games. We will first eliminate the worst of the strength challenge. And it ever so seemingly has been the both the half-orc brothers. We had to trim some of the fat. That being said, we will now begin to gather other of the other adventurers in order to test their abilities at their keen eye and senses as a way to hit the targets dead on. And he then gestures to Alana, Begamin, and Ingrid together to kind of gather together. Now, considering I already took into consideration how this will work. So, here's the rundown. You guys, depending on the DC, you guys are going to be all three of you, or everyone that is within the rounds will take 3 shots each. The closer you are to 20 is basically will get you better points. I will not tell you how many points you guys get, as it is seemingly, something a DM is supposed to keep together. But
makes sense.
But at the end of your 3 shots, then it will be the next 3 that comes up. This is just a way to kind of quicken up the games just slightly. Excuse me. Excuse me. All right. So you guys take up your positions along here, which I try to be as good as possible with it.
Mm-hmm.
And good. All right. You guys end up coming down and begin taking aim. Now, if you are not proficient in a long range, don't worry. You're throwing your weapon, or a weapon of choice, or you're using a long-ranged weapon.
All right.
All right.
Well, because I have the throwing axes. It's just looking for, like, we do we have a modifier for that, or?
You are just using straight up dexterity.
Okay.
All right. So you all take your first shots. So go ahead and roll a d20, and you just are gonna pick up one of your weapons, or use a long range weapon of your choice. If you are not proficient in a long range weapon, you roll for disadvantage, unfortunately.
All right.
So what a disadvantage is that you roll d20 twice, and you drop the highest number.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Right.
So with Ingrid, she manages to ask her group for a couple of knives, in which the gnome that had defeated her half-orc colleague manages to have given her a couple of throwing knives, in which she looks at these strange little things, kind of throws one up and around, but she doesn't seem to get a hang of it, and she tries to throw one, and it just only hits to about here.
Okay.
All right. Well, I rolled a 15 total.
You pick up one of your axes, and you kind of just take a look at it, and you kind of feel like you know how to give this a good throw. So you kind of reel back, and you throw it as hard as you can, and it just barely hits the bottom of that first target. So you manage to hit, All right. And Alana, what's your shot?
I got 17 plus the modifier, which is 21. And I am proficient with this stuff, so.
So you are using your bow?
My longbow, yes.
In all your skill, you just bring it back and you let one loose, and it ever so easily just slides into the center target. And everyone around goes, ah! And that is the end of your guys' first shot. So it's back to Ingrid as she kind of now tries to feel for what this is.
Slight hold up. I wish I could throw the bagpipes, but sadly they are not my weapon of choice. Sorry, Heavenly Gunner.
Oh boy, those bagpipes.
I just saw the message. I had to respond to it.
Those bagpipes are gonna be the end of this game.
I will loan them to you. I will make myself useful somehow.
So,
technically, Alana does not have the bagpipes. Arya has the bagpipes, and if she would like to loan them to me later on, maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I can loan them to you.
I mean, you do have bardic inspiration.
I do have bardic inspiration.
So if you don't fucking break them, go ahead.
I'm not going right now.
My tongue is blue.
I trust you, Alana.
Thank you, Arya. You should never trust me.
My tongue is somehow mysteriously blue.
Stop blowing smurfs.
About to say.
Pop Rocks will do that to you.
No, I was eating Fun Dip.
You were eating.
I was close. I said Pop Rocks.
Yeah, you were close. Ingrid once again tries to throw this knife, and as she tries to throw, it ever so just slips out of her hand, and it flings around into the crowd. And then, in a slight yell, my foot! And she's like, ugh,
a slight yell.
ugh. Yeah. My foot! And this little dwarf guy just like comes over and he looks at her and looks down at what is the throwing knife that is now embedded into his foot. And she's like, I'm sorry. What's your roll, Big Gammon?
I roll a 9.
So you take another one of your axes, and you kind of just get another feel for it, and you throw it, and it almost barely hits the top as you try to throw it a little bit harder, as hoping that you would aim closer to the center, and it just blink, and it just it doesn't even like land on the top. It bounces off the top and just falls behind it. Go ahead, Alana.
All right. D20 says 19.
So once again, you rear back another arrow, and you shoot another one off, and it hits the slightly outer ring of the center part of the target, and another roar in the crowd goes up. All right.
I'm just gonna let my fans adore me.
And so, Ingrid, in all her attempts, is going to try and get another shot in. She now kind of aims slightly better and just throws it, but only comes up ever so short, right before the target. And she kind of looks disappointed in herself. Like, how could this has possibly happened to me? Like, this isn't my kind of gig, but she understands, like, this is probably not going to be the strongest of her suits. Go ahead, Begamin.
All right. 16.
Is that with disadvantage? You rolled twice and dropped the highest number, right?
No.
Alright, roll again, and then drop the highest number.
Wait,
Silly.
why am I rolling for disadvantage, or...
Because you're not proficient in long range.
Ah. Alright, 14, so I dropped 16.
Okay, so, you managed to have gotten back one of your axes as somebody had given it back to you, had ran around the ring and gotten it back to you. It was the one that had missed, but you kind of get a better feel for it as now, like, you know what the original feeling was, and you throw it again, and it lands slightly above where the first axe had embedded itself, but it doesn't seem to have gotten up any farther than that. And the crowd kind of just
Golf clap.
golf clap, just a real basic bitch golf clap. And Alana.
All right. Right, let's do another roll. 12. 12 plus my 16.
All right. Once again, you kind of just pull back, and you give a nice, you get the aim, but it seems like the air has slightly changed for you, and you let it go, and it just once again hits in the slightly outer ring of the center target, but a little bit more down, almost as if it was rearing towards the outer ring of the target, but it does stay within.
Okay.
And
I'm just gonna tone that to air.
And once again, everybody throws up their hands. Ah! And it seems like this challenge has immediately gone to Alana. And the next three will be up. And so you guys managed to just take a step up, take a step down from where you guys originally were, and you let the other three. So you guys can go ahead and talk a bit, converse with your teammates and talk about challenges and whatnot.
You did pretty good, Begamnin.
But not as good as you.
Oh, maybe I can teach you something sometime.
Oh.
You can teach proficiencies.
I'm saying just teaching, okay?
Teaching. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you're pretty good with your strength, but you need to work on being flexible.
I will work on this. Maybe you can teach me.
Anytime.
As you guys, once again, are within your back and forth, it seems like the challenge seems to just go by quite quickly. And what seems to be is that same exact, the same exact human monk that had defeated the dwarf from the last challenge seemingly just had a bit of a knack for it, but not as good as the gnome. With the gnome's throwing knives being very good at range attack. And thus ending the dexterity challenge.
All right.
And then Tobias, along with Bolus and the other barkeepers, help and try to rebuild the original ring. Is everyone having fun? Yes? And everyone's just giving out this roaring crowd. Now excited. Now, it would not be a Platnium festival if we didn't make more drinking and more merrymaking. Of course, one must be strong in body and mind. Within their constitution, they have to be able to hold down their liquor. And as he says that, Bolus and the other barkeeps put out tables in these 3 tables, and you begin to see these giant steins, like bigger than the usual steins that you guys have been drinking out of from the bar, and putting them out and filling them with ale. What seems to have now be 2 large bucketfuls of ale for each one of these steins. So, in Platnium Festival tradition, the constitutional challenge. May your bellies be able to handle the drink. And he steps off to the side, and once again, you guys gather into the ring and take seats at these tables. No real order, just, of course, Alana and Begaman sitting at a table for them two, and the other 4 sitting at a separate table. And Bolus enters in. I just want to also say this is a very special brew by yours truly. I hope you all enjoy. And she steps off, and then she instantly remembers, turns around, oh, begin!
Alright.
And the bartenders now overlooking you guys, just lock on eyes. Okay, you guys begin to chug whatever you can. Roll for Constitution.
Alright, Begamnin, cheers!
Cheers.
Luckily, I love drinking.
Oh, God.
The other 4 begin, and they just begin quite strongly, some kind of almost reeling in, but keep going back.
Alright. Roll the 16.
Okay.
16 as well.
You guys
Hey.
both just seem to go back on it. It doesn't seem to be, you don't seem to be fighting back at it. You guys seem to have been able to drink down your liquor on many different occasions. Alright. Make another constitutional check.
Alright. 19.
12.
Alright. As you can kind of see, the druid and the monk kind of and then suddenly they look at each other and then go over the table and vomit everywhere. But the other 2 at the other table seem to just keep going, which is the dwarf and the gnome, which is kind of odd to see these tiny in stature beings keep going after that last check. You guys, however, just keep going, especially Alana, as she's been kind of good with drinking. But Gon, you kind of feel slightly strange, but you fight off whatever that was, and you just keep going. Make another constitutional check.
15.
Ooh, just barely. Just barely. Alana?
Alright. 17.
Alright. The other 2 managed to finally finish up. You guys just finished up too. Begaman, you are feeling woozy. you are feeling kind of very lightheaded. This is like the first time that you've ever dranken down about 2 buckets worth of ale.
In one sitting.
Yep. Of course, Alana just manages to swipe off whatever the feeling was, even to begin with.
Yeah. Little wink here and there.
By the way, I rolled a 17 and a fucking natural 20 for those two. Which is fucking astonishing, as I can't hit you guys, but I can beat you in fucking drinking contests? Really? Oh, jeez. Of course, as you guys manage to finish down, the bartenders look at each other and wave again, and they bring this large tubs of ale just for you guys. And they push off the steins, and they put this giant tub of ale in front of you guys, for each of you guys. So go ahead and make another con check.
Oh, shit.
Natural 20.
No fucking way. No. 17.
Alright. So, the other two trying to now hold this down, whatever this tub of amazing brew, by the way. Just kind of now weak in the arms. The gnome just throws it down, turns over the table, and throws up. The dwarf kind of just like... He's still trying to put it down. You, Begaman, are also like him, trying to push whatever this is down. It is so hard for you. There's tears now rolling out of your eyes, as it is the toughest drink you've had to put down. There's so much alcohol for you. And of course, Alana manages just to go.
I am the Kana Albarona of this team.
Alright. I need you guys to make one last constitutional check.
Oh, God.
Natural 1!
Another natural 20!
Oh! This is it. Yomi, what'd you roll?
17.
And as that dwarf tries to push whatever this is down, he drops the tub all over him, all the ale all over him, now smelling like alcohol, turns over to the side and, sickened by the smell, just pukes everywhere, and the entire crowd going, "Ah!" And you, Begaman, just can't take it anymore, so you put down the tub, you get off the stool, you step over to the side of the ring, and vomit everywhere. And, of course, Alana just manages to gulp down the rest, just slams it down her face, now beet red. And she looks at the bartender, and she looks to everybody else, just now hurting and vomiting in pain. And Bolus comes over, taps you on the shoulder. "We have a winner!" And the entire crowd goes, "Yeah!" And just everybody throwing up, like throwing their ale around, clinking their steins, and everyone's all excited. This is probably one of the biggest events for the Platinum Festival, because it seems like drinking is probably the most exciting part, besides the fighting part. But the drinking is definitely the best part. And
yeah, I'm just letting out a giant burp at the end of this thing.
Roll, since it does consider your stomach muscles, roll a 20 And I want to see how large this burp really is. Actually, do a performance check.
Performance, which is which one?
Charisma.
Charisma. All right. Charisma. It is +1. 16.
As you kind of get down off the stool, not woozy, but like kind of like in your place. And you raise like a single finger, and then this large belch, this large bellowing belch, almost like what Arya had done. Speaking of, oh, Tara had to go.
Yeah.
Which is fine because it really is just about you guys tonight, and just this large bellowing belch. Just all over, could be heard throughout most of the ring, and more larger crowds and cheer are going on. So, that being said, you guys are kind of just led off a bit, and you guys are led out of the ring. Now, them cleaning up whatever mess is all over the place. Let's see. Then Tobias, of course, comes in. Yes, fun! I have to give it to the little lady. She was, that is quite something. I'd be ashamed of the man who had to take her home tonight. Anyways, next up.
Unconfirmed.
This is less of my field and more of my friend here. Next up will be the challenge of intelligence, where magic is involved. Yes. Hold on. I had to pull this one out. And I also am gonna need my glasses. Glasses, Yaro. One moment. As it does concern me having to read a lot more than I need to. Kungrad will, from this point, be overlooking the rest of the challenges for the day. And as he says that, he waves to his friend and he comes in. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are more than skilled in any form of magic. I have a very, very keen eye. Perform what you think will be most useful for you. Which anything will do. Anything. He bows his head. Tobias also bows his head. And they split off. It now the ring has cleaned up. He then invites everyone back onto the ring. And as you guys are now back inside the ring, these large looking towers are in front of each of you, in which they look like they have it seems like they have these measurements to them, but it doesn't look like there's any real place to hit it. Thorngard or Kungrad walks back in. Use whatever ability is provided to you as a way to measure your abilities. And so you guys kind of look at each other, and it seems like you should use a form of energy against these towers, and they will measure your abilities. Of course, once again, I'm not allowed to tell you what they mean, but they will, however, you should use whatever abilities that concern either in magic or has an energy base to it.
All right. Well, because there is something that I have that would be considered energy. Can I use the glowing orb?
Do an Arcana check.
Okay.
Considering how it is magic, I'm not... What is your wisdom or intelligence? Actually, no, what is your intelligence? Because I know it's either or.
Yeah, my intelligence is 1.
+1?
Oh, +1. It's 13.
You should be able to use it. For the sake of this challenge, you will use this magical item. Then, seeing as how you don't really have any other magical-based abilities, if you want
I do not.
So, alright. Then I will allow that.
Okay.
So, and that being said, Alana, what are you going to use magically? Because I know you have some skills.
Let me see. Let me see with my stuff.
And this
I
will
do
be.
have spell casting, but it's.
What are your spells?
My spells are at level 1. They are Hunter's Mark, Hail of Thorns, Ensnaring Strike, Detects Poison and Disease, which I don't think we need. At level 2, Lesser Restoration and Spike Growth.
Then use anything that seems like you can use on this small little tower.
I guess Spike Growth, probably, or if I could use it. Never mind.
This will be based off of a D20.
Okay.
And you're gonna add your intelligence modifier.
Okay. Intelligence modifier. Okay, modifier is +3, so.
So you guys can go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Just tell me what it is as a whole roll.
Okay. 19, 20, 22.
Let's see.
Wow, why am I getting all the big ones? I've been getting like 2 nat 20s and now this.
All right. Oh God, no. 2.
2?
A 2.
What seems to the other members is that oh shit, I rolled 3 times 4. Okay. It seems like the two from the other group, which is the monk and the druid, seem to have this magical properties to them naturally, and they managed to hit these towers, and they managed to give a very slight looking color to them at the top, which is indicating of their ability and power. The other two, however, try to hit it with whatever they can, but it doesn't seem like it works, and thus whatever energy was put into this tower only just slightly glowed a very, very weak green. And Begaman, as he points the bag away from himself towards this tower, he pulls back the orb and tries to focus in on it. But unfortunately, whatever light is hit onto it, it doesn't seem to provide enough energy to enact a reaction to the tower. Of course, Alana, with Growing Thorns, also manages to hit this tower with these thorns growing out of the ground and then slapping it up against it. thus reacting a very almost deep red kind of glow towards the top of this tiny little tower, or this obelisk, if anything else. And it just simply fades away, and the thorns go back into the ground. Kungard walks back out, and thus ends the magical intelligence part of the games. And he readjusts his robes, and he then shoos away the barkeepers who take away these obelisks and towers, and he gathers you all in. Now, aside from intelligence, one must be wise on your travels. And he begins to kind of just nod off. And suddenly he's asleep.
Really?
Yeah.
He's asleep.
He's a really old dwarf. He just nods off and falls asleep in the middle of all this ruckus. So what do you guys want to do? The others kind of just look at him. They kind of just almost... One of the gnome pokes at his face. Nothing.
Shay, go wake him up.
Shay is still with Zavin.
Ah.
And over this crowd, it doesn't seem like Shay would be able to gather any attention.
Wait. Arya loaned me her bagpipes.
Arya, over the crowd, sees that you need her help, so you wave towards her and she walks over. What can I help you with?
Can you please play us a beautiful tune with your lovely bagpipes that will get everybody happy and alert?
Make a wisdom check.
Alright.
Because you don't know if this will wake him up or not.
Alright. 8.
Arya kind of gets this description, and she understands, so she's going to start playing her bagpipes, in which she rolls a natural 20. So
Arya is still awesome with the bagpipes, even.
So as she pulls out her bagpipes, she begins to warm it up. Actually, now that it's slightly changed. Oh wow, the battery.
Death metal. Play death metal on the bagpipes.
You know what? I don't want to get in trouble, because I do, however, want to make sure that there's no audio cut out in this, so I have to play something that I won't get hit with the copyright. Nope, not that.
The Scottish theme song, or the Scotland's theme song.
Not that one. Fuck. Wonder if this one. Well, that's the only thing I got that's like as Scottish as it could possibly be. So as she begins to play her bagpipes, it gets ever so louder, and suddenly the old man, this old dwarf which had dozed off, snaps awake. He looks around, and he looks at Arya, and she wins.
Are you kidding me? This is part of the test.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Arya, who is not even part of this, wins. In which this was completely a useless challenge. Like, And the other group is kind of like, what? You guys are laughing. They're like, what?
Oh god, I'm just holding on to his giant shoulders, like laughing my ass off. We win without even trying.
Well, since she is technically a part of your group, you guys technically do win.
Yeah.
And then, as he turns around back to you guys. Oh yes, the last challenge. Charisma. All right, everybody, dance, dance. Come on, it's a festival. Dance, yes.
Oh,
Everybody,
God.
everybody makes a
dance with
performance check.
With each other, by ourselves.
Nope. As a collective, all of you begin to just dance. That's what it is. Dance.
Okay,
All
15.
All right. Hold on. I roll a 13.
15 and 13.
Yeah.
In the rest of the group's confusion, they just begin to do this really weird-looking dance, and suddenly the crowd looks in, and they begin to laugh at them. Like, really just like, oh, that's ridiculous! But you guys begin to dance together in conjunction, as if, like, it's a very tango-ish kind of performance.
It's kind of natural.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I have the perfect song for this.
Oh god.
Yeah!
Oh god. Tango, the lambada.
You guys begin to tango with each other, and in Alana's excitement, in Arya's excitement, she pulls out her violin and begins to play along with the music, in which now has changed into a tango. And this other group is now trying to fix their moves in with each other, but they never seem to do it naturally. Go ahead and make another performance check, you guys.
All right.
16.
14.
You guys just seem to keep going at it, and it seems to really, it's now... The rest of the crowd is now beginning to dance along with the music, and also into this tango-ish kind of feel. The other four, except for one, seems to be doing worse. And one is now keeping up with the rest of you guys, and is now becoming a backup dancer to the two of you. And suddenly, over the corner of your eye, you can see Bolus and Tobias now dancing a tango together. Go ahead and make another performance check.
17.
Alright. 18.
And as this song is starting to come to its rise, you guys begin to now take hands into each other and look deep into each other's eyes, knowing each other's moves. And the rest of the group now have given up, except for the one. And, of course, Tobias and Bolus also coming to the end of their dance. And you guys separate and you bow to each other gracefully. It seems like you guys have definitely taken the cake of this challenge. And everyone, as the song comes to a close, everyone begins to clap, everyone begins to making even more merry, even more drinks, even more yelling, and everything seems to just be coming to an absolute silence as Tobias comes onto the center ring, and he looks to all of you, bows, and he looks to Arya, who had helped with this final amazing performance, also bows. And thus, ladies and gentlemen, has brought a closing to this amazing festival once again for this year. And it seems like it was not even mere hours, but it seems like it has been all day has been happening, because you notice that outside of the windows of the tavern are now changing from that red to a slight blue tint, as you guys would normally associate that with the nighttime here in Paulderberg. And once again, the celebrations come to an end, unfortunately. But another amazing year, another amazing performance. And he looks to the rest of you, and it seems like we have finally tallied up the scores. Which I have to go into my little book, which I have been reading this entire time, going through. So,
time for Bagbite version of Careless Whisper.
Oh my god. Only if only. Alright. As my friend has been keeping tabs on the entire festivities, we finally have a finished score. As usual, we do not say who has the highest score, but simply who is the winner. And he looks over to the musicians, and there is this slight drum roll. And our winners of the Platinum Festival, Begamin! And everyone just throws their steins in the air. Begamin now thrusting his fists. It seems like what had simply have been not just only the fight, but it seems like the fight that you had done was the longest and the toughest. And it seemed very, very, very close. Believe it or not, Alana was actually third place.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
She was very close behind to the female gnome from earlier. In which she was also very close behind Begamin.
Okay.
Having kept track of all this. And as usual, the prizes will be given out to all those who had performed here at the Platinum Festival. I would like to thank Bolus after that amazing dance, and also for allowing us to use Wayfinder for another year. And she bows a bit, and everyone's, even more cheers, even more loudness. And like I said, it is unfortunate for me to have to say this, but today is the end, or now is the end of the Platinum Festival. Thank you everyone for joining along, and drinking, and eating, and celebrating on this most glorious day, here, annually at Polderberg. I hope to see you all again next year. And everyone, again, raises their steins, clinking them, and kind of just, really, really excited crowd. Everyone passing, some passing out. As you can see, Zavin is now Alright, so with the end, Tobias presents the gold, which was, I believe, 3,500 this year. That's what I said. He presents. I think it was just 3,000. He presents the gold to you guys. He presents the gold and the bag of holding, which is this finely crafted bag now within your possession, in which I will send you the cards and whatnot for that, and it's a very high quality, a higher quality than normal bag of holding. Also, we do realize, you guys, that it did cut out. Don't worry. I have this all recorded for later, so hopefully, if I get the time, I'll be able to post it up on YouTube. And with that being coming to a close, he gives you guys some final words as the night is now coming ever so closer. Is there anything you want to ask him or say to him? Is there anything that you guys want to talk about before they leave for the night?
This was fun.
Yeah,
Yes,
this definitely was fun.
Yes, most certainly. I really couldn't have done it without you. Without your group. I was very worried that the Platinum Festival would have been attacked this year, but considering how you were able to fend off whatever was down there, I cannot be any more appreciative than I am today. Thank you. And hopefully I will see you again next year, if possible.
Sure. I'd like to take my chance at the title next year.
Get in line.
Don't worry.
I think you
You'll have to go.
certainly will get that option. Yes.
She'll have to go through me.
That won't be a problem.
It is very late for me, and I must be able to attend to some of the happenings for tomorrow, for I'm pretty sure business deals await me in the morning. So thank you all. Once again, I hope to see you all next year. But I must retire for the night.
Okay.
He bows to all of you. Some guards come up, and he is then followed out by those guards. Bolus comes running into the middle of the ring. It seems like people are now just leaving the Wayfinder. She comes up. Oh, that's right. I need to capture the moment. She gestures one of the bartenders, and he brings this strange-looking rock. Seems like a gemstone, and he raises it up, and he passes his hand through, and what seems like your guys' surprise, but a slight flash comes from the rock, and then he puts the rock into this piece of paper, wraps it, and then unwraps it, and what seems to have now been what looks like to be a photo of Bolus smiling with her hands up against you guys, like almost, and you guys look confused at what you guys just saw.
I think my eyes were closed.
No, your eyes were wide open, but rather surprised.
Oh.
More champions to put on the wall. Oh, how amazing for the night. And it's sad for me to have to see you all leave for tomorrow. Where will you be heading off to, so I can send you all a letter?
I haven't really thought that far ahead.
From the DM, your home is Aurario.
Aurario, yes.
Well, you can send my letter to Dracovania. Unfortunately, I won't be there much longer.
You have moved out of Dracovania quite some time in order to search for adventure. You are staying somewhere within Aurario, but the letters that she will send will be rather interesting, to say at the least. If you guys had remembered that there was a letter that seemed to have come from the Shadow Agent back last week, mainly because you got actually, no, this would be general knowledge. General knowledge is that these pieces of paper are known as the Hermes reports, Hermes report messages, in which these are magical pieces of paper in which you can write a message onto it think about the person that you want to send it to, and it will go directly to that person.
Okay.
So every once in a while, a message will pop up for you, and this is magical paper that seemed to have been blessed by Hermes, but it's so commonplace within the world that you can buy it for like 2 gold for each large piece of paper, in which you can still cut up and then write small messages and send it. So with that being said, you guys now have a bag of holding. You now have gold, and you guys are have one more night here at the Wayfinder's Inn. Of course, it seems like many people are looking towards Begaman as like this amazing champion of the day, but none seem to just come up because they know you guys are probably tired. And of course, Zavin, at the end of the bar, drunk and stupid, asleep. Shay, still looking after him, making sure he doesn't do anything stupid. And Arya is now beginning to pack away her instruments and prepare for you guys' departure for tomorrow. Is there anything you probably want to say to Bolus, or is there anybody in particular you want to look for before you leave?
Well, I'm seeing how the girl that I wanted to search for isn't really the daughter. I have to pretty much end all leads here and
if you
look
remember
for more.
if you remember correctly, there was mention that a very particular dwarf was in charge of making sure the information got towards the Emerald Clan, and thus he went into retirement and became a drunk. Would
he still be at the Wayfinder Inn?
If you remember that drunk from earlier, that probably might be him.
Okay.
Dama-May is his name. Tobias did tell you about him.
Okay. Yeah. I have to investigate that first before I leave.
How much time do we have left? We have about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You can
I think I'd hold off on that because I probably would take a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The RP might be a little long, so you guys do end up just getting ready for the night, and you'll probably be prepared for tomorrow morning. And is that everything you guys just want to be able to do?
Well, I'd have to wait till tomorrow anyway if I want to search the eastern caves.
Mm-hmm. And I'm pretty sure that alcohol is finally...
The eastern tundra is months away from you guys. It's months travel. And as far as you know, the only map towards that treasure is in Aurario, which is where you guys have to go anyways.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Pretty sure I have to sleep off this massive hangover now, which is gonna happen. Yeah. You take Zavin.
Yeah, possibly.
I'll throw Zavin in his room.
Yeah.
So you guys gather up for the night, prepare, and of course you help Zavin back up into his room. Shay, following closely behind, you guys set up for the night, and you guys once again spend your last night here at the Wayfinder Inn.
Yeah.
And thus bringing a close to the Palderberg arc. And that's the end of today's game.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys. Alana and Begamnon are not sleeping together tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight.
Not tonight, but there is the future. Always the future.
So I felt a lot better today. I was a lot more clear about how everything was going to get done. How do you guys feel? How did you guys feel about or the arc in general?
Fun.
I mean, that old man falling asleep definitely didn't expect that to be part of the.
That was okay. When
challenge.
I had written down the wisdom challenge, I had to being wise means you have to be mentally quick on your feet, meaning somebody's got to be smart enough to do something to wake him up, and poking him in his face is not going to do anything. There's got to be something, and I remember you asked Arya for help. And so I knew that I wasn't going to give the point to anybody but Arya if she manages to play something. I didn't care what it was. The DC was 5. The DC was 5 for anything.
Oh, wow.
And you rolled an 8.
Yeah.
So honestly, I thought writing something in wisdom was how quickly can they solve this problem?
Yeah. So asking for help never hurts.
Yep.
Oh, you guys, seriously? The Bone Zone? If you guys want to do that, write fanfics. Send them to me.
Yeah.
I've got a Tumblr.
Send me the links too. I'll retweet it.
Same. Send it to me on Tumblr or Twitter, or even post it on my fan page. I don't care.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, double for me, and all those links are down below. So, so with that being said, we only have about a few more minutes, and once again, we're really sorry that it cut out right at the end. Though it was really weird.
Just when it was getting intense.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I have to say that comes to the end of tonight's game, and
awesome.
I have not ran a campaign in years, almost 2 years now, and trying to put this all together trying to put this all together in general is really, really weird, because I usually write everything down in about on Friday and Saturday, I spend at least a couple hours for each day just writing something and then being able to produce it out for these guys. And so I have to say I enjoy making these chapters. I enjoy making these little arcs, in which I'm also very excited for the next arc, in which when you guys get back to Auraria, which is where I'm assuming that you guys are going. And the travel back there is going to be very interesting. Alright, so with that being said, we are going to go ahead and bring this game to a close. A full 3-hour game that we have done. Is there anything that you guys want to say before we go?
Glad to have Aaron in better health.
It's always a plus.
And yeah, just if you want to keep up with us, go to our respective Twitters, Tumblrs, and fan pages.
Yep. And hopefully we can have Izzy join us next week, because he should be done with SAO by that time. So hopefully we can have him on board.
Don't quote us on that. Don't
quote us. Yeah. Hopefully, I said hopefully, not that it will happen.
And we'll probably hopefully have our human monk and our new player hopefully at the beginning of the next arc.
Yeah. So, yeah, and like we said, send us those fanfics. I want to read them now.
Yeah. Fanfics. If you want to do fan art, that'd be just
fanfics,
as good.
Fan art.
Yeah.
I know somebody already put out a part 1 for the bagpipes fic. I'm waiting for part 2. Anything that you guys have for us, it would be awesome just to read that, just to see how much you love our stuff, and we can love your stuff as well. So,
as for last words from me, you guys, once again, I would like for you to keep in mind that all of this is being done on a budget. I am literally, I'm borrowing webcams. I am using Bakugan instead of miniatures. I do not have actual pieces of paper for my maps. I would love to do more of that for these guys. And so many other things that would definitely help out this game. So do think about becoming a Patreon or do donate to the PayPal. If there is any messages that you leave in the PayPals, I'm not going to read them at the end of every game, but I will start off with them at the beginning of every new game, for the sake of you guys. I mean, seriously, that any amount of money that goes towards this will go into this. So miniatures, monsters, tons of other amazing things to really help out the game expand and grow. That way, when we do manage to all come around and sit down for an actual game together in person, I'll have the equipment to do it, and that would be fun. And with that being said, I gotta say, this was a pretty eventful game, pretty eventful chapter.
Yeah.
The epilogue of D6. Alright, so, any outros, you guys? Anything you want to say?
Not really, just follow us, whatever platform suits you, so.
Until next time, stay gold. Bang.
Alright, thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next stream. Laters.